Welcome to Court Helicopter Explainer. Today we are dealing with a question of dead bodies. Don't get scared. All of us will die. Have you lost a relative at home? Have you lost somebody in an accident? Have you gone to a lodging with your boyfriend or girlfriend? They take Viagra and die. How do you deal with that? When somebody dies at home, not when somebody dies at the hospital. What are the procedures to be followed? Second question, we have seen dead bodies from a county in Gusiland taken to be buried in Kericho, in a mass grave. Sometimes you hear dead bodies have been removed from city funeral home. That's Nairobi Funeral Home, formerly City Mortuary, and to be buried in cemeteries. What does the law? Court Helicopter has gone through and found out where the law is. It is called the Public Health Act, Public Mortuaries Rules of 1991. Can you imagine? We have rules, we have the law on public mortuaries. What does the rule say? Rule 3, it says, for the purpose of these rules, a public mortuary means a mortuary within a government medical institution where dead bodies are kept before burial. These are rules, they apply to public hospitals only. What does it say? Subject to these rules, no person shall keep the dead in a public mortuary for more than 10 days. Only 10 days. The law allows the public mortuary to keep a body for 10 days. 2, if one fails, that is section 3(2), if one fails to comply with the requirement, he will be charged a penalty of 100 shillings for each day for the body remaining there. That is the law. Now you know, if you leave a body in a mortuary, a public mortuary, for more than 10 days, each following day you are charged 100 shillings. But is it true? Are the mortuaries in this country respect the law? They overcharge. Now you tell them Court Helicopter has brought you the law as it is. 2, section 4 says, if because of any reason, the body is kept there, for example, there is a court order to stop the body from living there, there is a dispute who is supposed to bury there, the body stays for a long time. The public health rules allow the government to dispose the bodies. And these are the procedures to be followed. The hospital will give a public notice to be issued that there are bodies that have not been claimed. These bodies might not be known. These bodies might be out of accidents. The owners don't know where their people died. They are there. So a public notice must be given. The public notice must be put in 2 newspapers circulating around that place. The counties, 2 newspapers. 3, it must be put on radio, the vernacular radio stations that are there, announcing that there are bodies that are here. Owners come and identify these bodies, failure to which the bodies will be taken to. After that, the hospital will have to go to court to get a court order, and in that application they must explain to the court from what the circumstances, how the bodies were brought, after and how long have they stayed there, what effort has been done to trace the bodies, and the court shall order the bodies to be taken to a public cemetery and they will be disposed. They'll be buried without the involvement of the family, because only the county government or the national government, owners of the hospital, will bury those that are there. So the question is, if this happens, that is the procedure. So the issue in Kericho is whether the court was involved, is whether the public authorities were involved, and whether the consent of the Kericho County was sought before the bodies were buried. If there was any flout that existed, what does the law say? The law of exhumation. Section 44 of the Coroners Act. Section 44 of the Coroners Act. Are you aware there is a Coroners Act? What does Section 44 say about exhumation of a body? It goes on to say, exhuming a body or recovering cremated remains. 1. This section applies if after a body is buried or cremated, the Coroner General forms the belief that the death was a reportable death. 2. To enable an autopsy to be done, the coroner will order for exhumation. 3. If the body was buried or cremated, the remains can be exhumated. 2. The coroner must give a notice of 2 days, and after 2 days, the coroner will order exhumation. Exhumation proceedings must go to court. Remember, the police and the Coroner General cannot go and exhume a body. Even you, if you want to exhume the body of your father, you want to exhume a body of your mother and take it to a certain place, you must go to court, make an application so that you know the court can grant you permission to exhume that body. Then lastly, here is where things are going to be hard. Has somebody died at home? What do? You wake up, your husband is dead. You wake up, your child is dead in the house. You wake up, you find your worker is dead. You wake up, you find your child, all these issues. What does Section 24 of the Coroners Act talk about it? Imagine you have gone to an Airbnb with your girlfriend. You've taken Viagra. You die. What does the girlfriend do? Or the other side, the girlfriend is dead in an Airbnb. What do? Do you carry the dead body, hide it, put it in a vehicle, go and dump it in a river? No. The procedures are found in Coroner Act, Section 24. What does it say? A person who has reason to believe that a deceased person died, 1, as a result of violence. If anybody dies because they fought or there was violence. 2, there was a misadventure. Somebody wants to jump across a tree or jump down the building, he dies. 3, out of negligence. If somebody has not been given food by the wife or by the husband and dies at home out of negligence, or the treatment, he never went to seek for treatment, or misconduct, or a certain malpractice, that time you must inform the coroner, or you must inform the chief or the police. Number 2, if somebody dies during pregnancy or following pregnancy in circumstances that might reasonably be attributed to, if somebody dies out of pregnancy outside a hospital, or that pregnancy must be reported. 3, somebody suddenly dies unexpectedly. You are with somebody in an office. Somebody starts fainting. You try to rush him to the hospital. You are told he has died. You are in a matatu with somebody. Kumbe he has a problem. He collapses and dies. You are being driven by a driver, God forbid, he dies while you're driving on a steering wheel. You are in an Airbnb. You go, the two of you are there, one person dies unexpectedly. That one, the coroner and the police must be told. Then we have someone that has died from a disease or sickness for which he or she was not treated by a legally qualified medical practitioner. You took somebody to mitishamba, kienyeji, ameenda kutibiwa huko na waganga. He dies. If one dies outside a hospital, whether that person, you are running him to the hospital and the doctors at the entrance, casualty, tell you, wait, this person is dead. That is a coroner issue or a police issue. Also, if one dies from any cause other than the disease, if one dies at home, at the field, one is playing football, he's knocked, he dies, that is a police matter. So today, you know, any death outside a hospital, a registered hospital, that is a reportable case. The police must be told. Then we have, you shall immediately notify a coroner or a police officer of the facts and circumstances relating to the death. And where a police officer is notified under this section, the police officer shall immediately notify the coroner of such facts and circumstances. So today, you know, whenever there is death outside a hospital, you call the chief. If your place is where there is a chief, the chief will inform the police will inform the coroner. Don't carry the body of somebody who has died. If you get somebody dead, call the police. What about the floods that are in Nairobi? You get a body on the roadside. Road accidents, victims who have died. If somebody has died, that is the evidence of a coroner. That does not go as the evidence of it goes as the evidence. It is an investigation that needs to be done. What does Section 89 provide? If you flout these rules, they are criminal and you are found in, you are convicted, you'll go in for a fine not exceeding 500,000 shillings or imprisonment for 2 years. Court Helicopter has brought you a very, very fundamental issue. Now you know you must report any types of death that occur outside the hospital to the police or to the chief or to the coroner. Wakili Dan Stanomari and Court Helicopter News, always bringing you where the law is. Asanteni.